Hi, today I'm going to show you how to install Emacs really quick. So I don't want to waste your time, so just let's jump right in. The first thing that you need to do is if you're just using something like Ubuntu or Debian or Pop! OS or anything like that, and you can actually look at what Emacs version you have. And in this case, we have 27.1. If you are in another kind of distribution, Linux distribution, I'm sorry, you can check what version of Emacs you have, and just by applying apt install Emacs, you're ready to go. Emacs 27, it's completely great. I mean, you can pretty much do anything you want. If you are someone which likes Vim, it already has some packages, some tools that it actually emulates the Vim motions inside of Emacs. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to take a look into the default version of Emacs, and what you are going to see is some kind of software that looks old. Man, this looks old, but hey, don't let this first impression to change your point of view or the way you appreciate Emacs. Emacs is actually very powerful. It has actually its own tutorial in the in default Emacs. So yeah, it's great. One thing that I want to show really quick is how capable is Emacs. This is a text editor, but hey, just look at this. If you press this button, you are going to be navigating through the internet like you were just doing, like a web browser. This is actually a web browser. And for those who like Vim, Viper mode it's good. It's fantastic. Let me go and use it. Look at this. I'm just using Vim key mode key bindings. So yeah, look at this. Let's navigate to the GNU website. Great. What is free software? History. Yeah, let's just, I just wanted to show the basic just to give you that idea. And in case you don't like, in case you want to start with default version, the default version, it's totally fine. You can actually learn a lot from here. But if you are someone which you want to play with Emacs and see how capable this is while trying to do some real work, man, you need to install something like some kind of a starter kit like Doom Emacs, Space Max, or anything else like that. I mean, but in case you want to stick with original Emacs or default Emacs, you can do it, and you can change between different Targo Dark, between different themes, and that's gonna be cool, right? Perfect. In order to get that version of Emacs running in our system, we're gonna be doing something like this: Doom Emacs, and we're gonna search for Doom Emacs. And this is the GitHub repository for Doom Emacs. And don't let all these things to overwhelm you. If you're a beginner, a complete beginner, just git clone this, copy this command. In my case, I already have it, and just trigger this function. I mean, execute that command. And that's it. That's the only thing that you need to do to start Emacs. I want to show you something before we just continue. We're gonna start on an Emacs daemon, right? And just what you saw, it was the Emacs UI, but in this case, we're just going to be using an Emacs client, and we're gonna be using as well a session that is going to be displayed on the terminal. And look at this. This is Emacs inside of a terminal. And inside of here, we can open up an e shell, which it's going to be acting like a terminal because it's not a terminal. This is actually a program written in Emacs Lisp to be more extensible, but hey, this looks pretty much similar like a terminal, right? What do you think? For me, it looks like a terminal. It behaves like a terminal, but it's not a terminal. You can pretty much do anything you want on here. And once you install Doom Emacs, I would recommend you to just to use the Beam bindings. They are just enabled by default. Just use them. And if I'm not wrong, they're using evil mode. Great. And take a look into these two files, config and init. Those are the good ones. I mean, you should need to take a look into those files once you start with Doom Emacs. For example, init file, it currently has all the packages listed that they are ready to go. They're really easy to install inside of Emacs. And yeah, let's do an example. For example, if I want to install Python, if I want to install, for example, SML or Camel, which is now trendy, and we want to install that specific package in something about Haskell, we just save the file, we just press a space HRR, and that's going to be refreshing our packages, and that's pretty cool, isn't it? The second file that I was just mentioning, it is the config file, and as you can see, the config file, it currently holds information, and this functions are Emacs Lisp, and this actually has information about you, for example, and you can pretty much customize everything from here, including the theme, how you want to get your configuration at most. And yeah, we already have that installed. For example, if I just don't want to work in the terminal, I can get out from here and put that I want to connect to the session fun, but in this case I want to use the graphical interface, and this is the graphical interface what we just saw. Look at this, we have two workspaces just by pressing a space, tap, space, tab 1. Look, that's pretty similar to the directory that we were just working on, right? Perfect. So those are the things that I would recommend you to take a look at once you install Emacs. Just remember, install Doom Emacs, and after that go to the config files, init file and config file. It's gonna be great for you to start working there in those two directories, in those two files. And once you started, just try to install your favorite language here, the package for your language, and start coding. That's it.